Myths and facts about the Scrum methodology. I've done my own little research and I will read few statements and you will provide your comment if it is a myth or it is a fact. Can we start?
Yes, I got it. You can start.
So the first statement. Teams should avoid starting or ending sprints on Mondays and Fridays.
I would say it's a fact, but that's not like a key practice or something like that. But I would say this is a hint because the holidays and voluntary time off most often occur on Mondays and Fridays. So in that case, you will wind up having to reschedule events more often or miss important participants. And this is, I think, the best to have the most important meetings, mostly on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, if possible, of course. But in here,
do you have got your own favorite day?
We have on Tuesdays and Wednesdays mostly the meetings, like the events of the Scrum. We have like plannings mostly on Tuesdays. Yes, because then it's really happening that some of the people have more Fridays off, for example, or we have one colleague who's like not working on Mondays, so like from client. So
okay. The next one. The daily Scrum should happen at the same time and place every day.
Yes, I would say this is a fact. Because this consistency makes things much easier, I would say, like really easier. Because some teams will cancel the daily Scrum on the last day of the sprint, but we recommend against that, as the team could use this to coordinate their final effort against the sprint goal. So basically, like from time to, in this case, it is like kind of like reasonable, but we try to keep the same hours, the same meeting in the Teams channel or something like that. So then everybody would just would have a habit of like logging into the meeting
and could follow easily.
Exactly.
Totally understand. And what about the next one? The daily Scrum is primarily a status meeting for stakeholders so they can see that the team is making progress.
That is myth for sure. And while stakeholders and other subject matter experts may always attend, of course, the goal of the daily Scrum is to inspect and adapt progress against the sprint goal. So this is the meeting for the team members and not the update for stakeholders. Including the product owner or Scrum Master. So basically, this is the meeting for the collaboration for the team members, not the status meeting.
The next one. Everyone on the Scrum team and key stakeholders and end users invited by the product owner should come to sprint review.
If I need to choose, I would say fact. And I would agree. However, it's essential to ensure that the event remains productive. And if too many people attend without clear purpose, it might become like unwieldy or lose focus. Yes. So so basically, the product owner plays a crucial. I would say the product owner plays here the crucial role in determining who should attend to provide the who should attend this meeting to provide the feedback. Yes.
Understand. The next one. There is a little value to holding a sprint review if stakeholders aren't present to provide feedback and the business context.
I would agree, and I would say this is a fact, because the presence of stakeholders during the sprint review is for sure invaluable, I would say. So as their feedback provides a direct insight into the business context, user needs, and market dynamics. So this is like very helpful, and that is actually the goal of the review, to have the insights not from what we think as a team, but also from the people who will be using this product, or from the key stakeholders, as we said. So this is the feedback is really essential in agile projects. So we can delegate, of course, delegate sometimes the participation in the meeting, yes, but we should do our best to make sure that the key people who understand the product would come.
What about the next one? The development team should demonstrate all backlog items, even if they are incomplete.
I would say this is a myth, because I would say, from my perspective, like it's better to don't demonstrate incomplete backlog items at the sprint review, because if we would do it, that creates the illusion of progress and confusion about what is and isn't done. So that may be like really confusing for the stakeholders, and they might think something is ready to ship, for example, right, to present to the customers, what in reality it isn't. So, for example, looks feature complete but doesn't pass tests, like that was not verified by testers or something like that. So in this case, it is better to present the things that we know that work, or if needed, that we can present and explain the current status. So, for example, just to see the feature, but for example, that this feature is just a kind of like draft. So you can do your comments. You can say what you're thinking about it, but it is still not verified, for example. Yes. So in this case, we can consult, but just like to have a very big remark on what is the current status.
And what about the fact or myth? Sprint review should take 15 till 20 minutes for a 2-week sprint.
This is like in general, this is myth, because it like I would say most often it takes up from 15 up to 16 minutes to conduct the sprint review per week of sprint duration. 1 hour is about right for a 2-week sprint, as you need time to demonstrate the work, solicit meaningful feedbacks from the stakeholders, hear updates, of course, about the market, and share information about potential release timing. So this is like a good practice that is described in the Scrum guide. However, it also it depends on the project. Sometimes we need a little bit more time, and here we decide like Scrum Master is responsible for making sure that the meeting exists, that we have the time boxes specified for the meeting. But for example, if we need like some more consultation, I would say this is like also kind of flexible. So we have good practices, but also we need to, from my perspective, we don't need to stick like with the watch and just to finish the meeting that we totally that we have. We can, for example, have if we need, we can have a follow-up meeting for the questions, answers, and so on. So yes, this is my answer for that.
Okay, and when it comes to sprint retrospective, an efficient team can conduct an effective sprint retrospective in 30 till 45 minutes. True?
I would say this is my myth. So in our cases, it really does take about 1.5 hours to have a meaningful retrospective for a 2-week sprint, and cutting sprint retrospective too short I think that it significantly impacts the team ability to inspect, learn, and adapt, and impede is continuous improvement. So I would say that we shouldn't have too short retrospectives, because then they wouldn't be as valuable as they could be.
And what about this statement? The team should change the sprint retrospective format to keep it engaging and interesting.
I would say, I can say fact, but this is not a rule. So I think that this, if they need changing the format, this is great. Then they can do whatever they want, what is like effective for them. But for example, if they, so this is like having interesting and engaging productive meeting, I would say this is like very valuable. So that is fact. But but on the other hand, I'm not sure whether they need to change every time the format, because if something is working, then they can as they wish.
Sure, understand. The next one. I find it very interesting, and I'm really curious about your opinion. Scrum Master assigns tasks.
That's a myth. So basically, Scrum Master is not a project manager. It seems they are a facilitator of the environment where the self-organizing team can continue to progress. And Scrum Master is the master of ceremonies. Scrum Master is not accountable for results. And basically, he or she is accountable of process of doing Scrum well, creating high-performance team, making a team like great, I would say, and removing the obstacles. So basically, the team decides who will be assigned to which task. So this is the thing.
And the last one, Scrum is for IT projects only.
Oh, I like this one. So I am saying myth, because it is great for products, especially as product has got start and features, and don't end. Projects has got start and scope, and of course many companies are using Scrum for IT projects, but it's not the best. But
thank you, Justyna, for your valuable input on the Scrum methodology. And see you in the next episodes of Macrix Technology Group podcast.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It was a pleasure to start this
series
podcast with you. Yeah, this series of podcasts, and to be the first guest in here. So I'm looking forward for the next episodes.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Muszę ustawić na nowo tą blendę.